We've all heard that retail is a dying industry, but does anybody ever stop to ask why? Has it ever occurred to anyone else that the vast majority of products that exist in the world are absolutely useless garbage? Think about it, for real. Go to any mall and look around. The vast majority of stores sell things that nobody actually needs. Fast food, fast fashion, and just a shit ton of useless garbage that has no functional purpose. Snow globes, pop sockets, sham wows, $14 jars of jam or honey, salt lamps, fake plants, decorative pillows, toys that will wind up in the donation box within 90 days. Really, just a whole bunch of low-quality plastic products being manufactured in undeveloped countries by exploited people who are being paid pennies per day, and they're products that you didn't even know existed a week ago, but now you have to have them, and in a few weeks' time, they'll be in the landfill anyways. I realize that every business is essential to the people who rely on it to earn a living, but the truth is that the vast majority of products and services that exist in our world are completely unnecessary because we need very little to survive and thrive and to be happy at the end of the day. Thanks to technology, we've reached a point where life has become too comfortable and too boring, and the truth is that the vast majority of us living in rich Western countries don't need anything else. Inventions are supposed to make our lives easier, but life is already so easy that now they just invent products to solve problems that don't exist, and then create the problem so they can sell you the solution.
Oh God, it's so unnecessary!
Oh, you have excellent taste.
There's a lot of talk about how retail stores are dying, but nobody ever talks about the fact that it's because they're selling things that nobody actually needs. In my local mall, there's a store called Sock City. They sell nothing but novelty socks, and I'm sorry, but whose genius idea was it to pay prime mall real estate rental prices to open a store that sells nothing but socks? Like, imagine a loved one coming up to you and telling you all about this great business idea that they have, where they're gonna go to one of the most expensive malls in the area, and they're gonna rent out a spot in the mall to open a store that sells nothing but novelty socks. Could you genuinely be supportive of that idea if you cared about this person? Could you honestly tell them that you thought it was going to be a lucrative business? I'm not in the business of crushing dreams, but I could never condone somebody I care about investing their money into such an asinine idea. I'm just really hard-pressed to believe that anybody is going to earn a living by selling socks that have pink flamingos on them. But the problem isn't just Sock City, it's really everything. Like Marshall's, for example, which is basically just a safe injection site for hoarders. Or a store like Bed Bath & Beyond, which theoretically should sell essential goods, but when you go into the store, 10% of their space is filled up with bed sheets and bath towels and things we need, and the other 90% is filled with like gimmicky, as-seen-on-TV products. Speaking of which, the as-seen-on-TV store, do they sell a single useful product? Like, even one? Or a store like Hallmark, which exists solely for the purpose of emotionally manipulating you into spending $7 on a piece of paper. Let's even talk about a store like Walmart. And just for the moment, let's take their questionable ethics off the table. The truth is that Walmart sells a lot of things that are essential, a lot of things that we all need, like groceries, like toilet paper, like bedding, like pots and pans and stuff of that nature. Think about how big the average Walmart store is. How much of their space do you think is actually filled with essential goods like food and toilet paper? And how much of it is filled with tacky home decor, poor quality toys, even poor quality clothing, or gimmicky kitchen gadgets? If I'm being generous, I would say that maybe half of the Walmart store is filled with things we need and the other half is just junk. And I want to be clear that I'm not saying that we shouldn't buy things that aren't completely essential for our survival. I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy things just because you like them or just because you want them. I'm just saying that if you take a step back, you might realize how much you can do with what you already have. You might realize, for example, that if you already have a regular oven, you don't actually need an air fryer. And if you have a knife and a cutting board, you probably don't need a slap chop. And if you have an iPhone, you probably don't need an Apple Watch. And if you have 2 arms and 2 legs, you probably don't need Alexa to turn your lights on and off for you. If there's something out there that will actually bring you joy or add value to your life, then you should go ahead and get it. But I think it's important to consider if that's actually the case. Or are you just shopping because you can, because the thing seems cool, because somebody else has it, or maybe just because you're bored?
If I take that thing to school, everyone's gonna think I'm a poverty-stricken asshole!
Look around your house. All that junk used to be money. Money that you traded your time for. Time that you could have spent with people you actually like, doing things you actually like doing. Time you could have spent sleeping or indulging in your hobbies. Imagine prying yourself out of bed early in the morning, dragging your sleep-deprived ass to work, and staying there all day until it gets dark, and then coming home too tired to want to do anything or be around anyone. Now imagine doing that every day for 40 plus years, all so you can buy a canvas print that says live, laugh, love. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate every like that my videos get. It really does help me out a lot. If you haven't done so yet, please also consider subscribing to the channel. I make videos about minimalism, personal finance, and all sorts of other cool things. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you next week.